Why is the US military the most powerful in the world? Brief overview of the video. The power of the US military size and budget comparison with other countries. Advanced technology and weapon systems. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines and Space Force overview. Purpose and doctrine. Official mission statement of the US military. Deterrence, defense, humanitarian aid and international cooperation. Key doctrines: power projection, full spectrum dominant, global footprint, number of bases around the world, presence in Europe, Asia, Middle East, Africa, key strategic locations, e.g. Ramstein, Diego Garcia, Okinawa. US military in action, historical involvements, modern operations, counterterrorism, cyber warfare, space defense, criticism and controversies over extension, global policeman image, civilian casualties, drone strikes, military spending concerns, internal issues, veteran care, recruitment challenges, impact on global politics, influence over allies, NATO, Japan, South Korea, check on adversaries, Russia, China, Iran, role in diplomacy, peacekeeping, and arms control, the future of the US military, AI, drones, cyber, space, the next battlefield, balancing power and diplomacy in a multipolar world. The United States military is unlike any other force in history. With the largest defense budget in the world, bases across every continent, and unmatched technological dominance, it plays a role far beyond national defense. But what makes the US military so powerful? What is its real purpose and how far does its global influence reach? In this video, we explore the true power, core mission and worldwide presence of the American Armed Forces military power. Budget, strength and technology. With a defense budget exceeding $800 billion, 0 cents more than the next 10 countries combined, the US military is in a league of its own. It boasts over 1.3 million active personnel, 11 aircraft carriers, thousands of fighter jets, stealth bombers, and the world's most advanced nuclear arsenal. The US Air Force dominates the skies, the Navy controls vast oceans, and the Army maintains strength across land. Add to that the newly established Space Force and elite cyber warfare units, and you have a military built for 21st century dominance. Purpose: defense, deterrence, and diplomacy. The official mission of the US military is to deter war and ensure our nation's security, but in practice, its role extends far beyond national borders. From humanitarian missions and disaster relief to peacekeeping operations and anti-terrorism campaigns, the military operates as a tool of diplomacy, influence, and global leadership. The doctrine of power projection allows the US to act swiftly anywhere on Earth, whether in war zones or in defense of allies. Global footprint, bases, and influence. Few Americans realize the sheer scale of the military's global footprint. The US operates around 750 military bases in over 80 countries. From Ramstein in Germany to Okinawa in Japan, from Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean to bases in the Middle East, America's presence is felt worldwide. These installations act as forward operating points, intelligence hubs, and rapid deployment centers, ensuring that the US military is never too far from any crisis. US military in action, history and modern warfare throughout the 20th and 21st centuries. The US military has played central roles in major global conflicts. World wars: Korea, Vietnam, the Gulf War, Afghanistan, and Iraq, each shaped not only military strategy but global politics. In recent years, the focus has shifted to counterterrorism, cyber warfare, drone operations, and managing emerging threats in space and cyberspace. Special forces, satellites, and AI are now as vital as tanks and jets. Controversies and criticism. Despite its strength, the US military faces significant criticism. Its massive budget often draws fire when domestic issues like healthcare and education remain underfunded. Foreign interventions have at times led to unintended consequences, civilian casualties, political instability, and long-term wars with unclear outcomes. There are also internal challenges: veteran suicides, recruitment issues, and debates over the militarization of US foreign policy. Strategic influence, allies, rivals, and balance of power. The US military is a cornerstone of global alliances like NATO and plays a key role in defending allies like Japan, South Korea, and Israel. It also serves as a counterweight to emerging powers such as China and Russia. Its presence in the South China Sea, Eastern Europe, and the Persian Gulf sends clear messages, sometimes of deterrence, sometimes of dominance. The military isn't just a fighting force, it's a strategic tool in international diplomacy. The future from space to cyberspace. Looking ahead, the battlefield is evolving. Artificial intelligence, cyber warfare, hypersonic missiles, and space operations are redefining military power. The US is investing heavily in these domains, seeking to maintain its technological edge in an increasingly multipolar world. But with new threats come new responsibilities and the need for global cooperation. A force for good or overreach? The US military remains a dominant force in the world, capable, vast, and far-reaching. But its role sparks a global debate. Is it a guardian of peace or an enforcer of empire? Does its strengths protect freedom or provoke conflict? In a world of rising tensions and shifting alliances, one thing is certain: the story of the US military is far from over, and its impact will shape the future of the world. Economic power behind the military. Behind every missile, every ship, and every jet lies a vast economic engine. The US military is not just a fighting force, it's a trillion-dollar industry. Private defense contractors like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and Boeing produce everything from aircraft to satellites, feeding a military-industrial complex that shapes budgets, policies, and even politics. Every year, billions flow into research, jobs, and technology development. This creates economic dependence. Whole towns and industries rely on military spending to survive. But this economic power also raises questions. Does the military serve the nation's interest or the interest of the companies that build its weapons? Recruitment, training, and the American soldier. Who are the people behind the uniform? The US military draws recruits from every state, background, and belief system. Some join for patriotism, others for education, healthcare, or a stable career. The all-volunteer force, in place since 1973, has built a professional, skilled military unmatched in the modern world. But getting in isn't easy. Basic training is intense, physically, mentally, and emotionally. New soldiers learn not only combat tactics, but teamwork, discipline, and loyalty. However, recruitment is changing. Social media campaigns, esports partnerships, and even influencers are being used to reach Gen Z. At the same time, the military faces challenges. Fewer young Americans are eligible due to health or legal concerns, and some are less willing to serve in an era of endless conflicts. Military innovation and technological leadership. The US military has always been a cradle of innovation. From the invention of GPS and the internet to advances in jet propulsion, satellite surveillance, and precision guided munitions, many technologies we now use daily were born from defense research. Today, the Pentagon is investing in artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and robotics. Autonomous drones, battlefield AI, and smart helmets that enhance soldier awareness are already being tested. The Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA, is the secret engine behind many of these breakthroughs. But innovation isn't just about weapons. It's about staying ahead in a rapidly changing world. If you enjoyed this video and it gave you something to think about, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.